Welcome to Peaceful Streaming. So I'm back at the house formerly known as Jessica's Fabulous Mansion. Um, I actually decided to paint it yellow. I'm going to do the outside because it does kind of bother me what it looks like. And but first it looks like I need to do some patching. I think I should be okay with the regular size. What's that thing called? Words are a problem. um Scaffolding, that's what it's called. Not the big one, so I'm gonna give that a shot. um One sec. Okay. So I think I might need the bigger one, but I'm gonna get started with the regular size anyway. Okay. So yeah, I need to do some plastering, and then I'll do the painting. I'll probably mow the lawn, put some do some gardening. Actually, I need to start by cleaning first, don't I? It is so hard to walk through here because the weeds actually get in your way, or whatever these things are. And mowing doesn't get rid of them, so. Now this thing, oh, I guess I have to cut it down. I don't like that tree. That one's okay, but yeah, this one's got to go. It's really weird, this new version of Twitch Mobile, like, has this big thing saying you're live. Okay, yep. Why didn't you guys have this a long time ago? Okay, so yeah, and I don't like this one either. So I'm gonna sell these bushes too. Okay. Now, why can't I put palm trees in here? I'm not sure why they didn't give you the ability to put palm trees in. Okay, so I'm still tripping over stuff. I'm just gonna get rid of everything that is not gonna be... Wow. That is not gonna be removed by the lawnmower. I wonder if I should mow the lawn first. I keep stumbling over this stuff. So I guess I'll do that. I don't think it's really annoying. So I'm gonna do that first. Come on. I was thinking I put in the back, I put a pool maybe. Oh wow, I'm going right through the wall. Interesting. Never seen that before. Like a pool, maybe one of those fire pit things. Just try to do a couple nice, like, gathering areas. I hadn't really thought through it too much. Okay. Oh, there are more of these trees in the back. I'll leave them there for now, but they're definitely not my favorites. Yeah, I'm really bad at mowing in a game, by the way. I'm fine in real life, but... See that one? It's like I've gone over it and you still have to go in and sell it. It's really dumb. So I think I'm gonna finish the front, and then that's all the mowing I'm gonna do for now. Of course, I mean, I'll probably have to patch up the back too, but I'll just take it as it comes. Okay. So let's use the weed whacker, which is, I guess, called a brush cutter in other places besides the US. I think weed whacker is one of those trade names like Kleenex that people start using because it was the first one around. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing the plastering. Oh, gotta clean first. Not sure what that is supposed to be. Looks like blood. Anyway. So there's not a lot of dirt. Wait a minute, what is that? It's like garbage. Oh, I have to change the window. Okay. There's still something there. I wonder if that's for the plastering. No idea. Okay, so let's do some plastering. Excuse me, we'll start over here. Wait, that doesn't need plastering? Seriously? Okay. Kinda looks like it to me, but sure. Wait a minute, so do we, like, never do plastering on the outside? Am I misremembering this? That's really weird. Package of tiles would be useful. I am doing plastering, right? Like, I clicked on it and switched to plastering. I mean, that's what it looked like. Okay, now it's working. I'm sure I was doing something wrong. It looks like plastering, but... I was gonna say, there's no way they expect me to paint over those, right? I mean, I know this is a game, but still, I mean, that would be a little silly, I think. Okay, so... but I'm having this problem again. So package of tiles would be useful. Why does it think that I am... do the two things look the same? And am I just... okay, I don't understand what's going on. Very strange. Maybe it's some kind of quirk. Hey, Nikki, how are you doing? I'm having trouble with plastering. Okay, so let's move this over again. Yeah, so I'm doing the outside of this because it was just really bugging me. I actually was considering, do I want to work on my office and the alleyway of lights, or do I want to work on this? And I wasn't sure what I could do, what I should do with the alleyway of lights. I'm getting there. Thank you for asking. I'm getting there slowly. Although I did develop a headache this afternoon, which for me is always like a bad sign and usually means I'm getting sick. So I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope that that is not the case. But what are you gonna do? My boss just told me, unbeknownst to me in my new job, that I'm actually supposed to be in Monday through Friday. So it was kind of a nasty shock because there was nothing in any of like the job description, nothing. So the problem is when I get sick, which is frequent, then there's obviously a much higher chance that I will have to go into work. So than there was before when we were still kind of like, oh yeah, just come in whenever. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can be sick again. At least that's what I'm hoping. But yeah, we'll see. It's possible when I do my shot for my MS on Friday that I will get sick. Because it'll suppress my immune system, and if my immune system is still trying to fight off the COVID, then but it is what it is. We'll see. I don't want to, like, as they say, borrow trouble. We'll just see what happens. Okay, so it looks like I maybe don't need that anymore. Yeah, I'm actually hoping that it is still up in the system. That happens sometimes, even if a job is closed. I had it in my like favorited things, so I don't know. But it's really strange because it looks like they felt that this position needed to. I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's something about front facing, but then it, front facing position, but then it talks about, answering emails from clients and stuff, because it's just really strange. Like, this just totally came out of nowhere. And I was told I also had been sick too much. Like, and there was all this stuff, like, so that I got a letter of reprimand, which I've never gotten in my entire life. And all the stuff in it, he made it sound like he'd been talking to me about these things being problems all along, and he never did. So I'm actually extremely annoyed. I know I don't sound like it because I'm a fairly chill person, but yeah, I know. Well, so it was really, I think my boss is like really bad at confrontation, because we had a meeting, our weekly meeting last week. He said something about, I guess, like his boss was getting on him, and I don't know. It was really weird. I'm still trying to unpack it. But so basically I was like, well, hey, sure. I can see your first couple points, and I'll I don't even remember. I've like never gotten a letter of reprimand. I was pretty bummed. But as far as your fourth point, there's really not much I can do about getting sick. And I explained, which I hate doing. I explained, I have multiple sclerosis. I take medicine that suppresses my immune system. I didn't say force myself. I said something along the lines of, well, I can come into work when I'm sick. There's a chance I won't be contagious. I'll do my best to do a good job when I'm there. Something along those lines. And, but he had already told me, if you're sick, you should just take a sick day. It was really weird. It was like, you shouldn't be working from home. And then the letter said something about you have to get pre-approval for working from home because of, like, not extensive, but something along those lines, sick time or something. So I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm not, like, is this saying that I can't get sick? Because it's really hard to understand what, what I mean. It was just, it just didn't make sense. And so I was like, listen, there's like there's nothing I can do about getting sick. And I said, and to be honest, I've been on campus 15 years and this has never been an issue. So I knew what was going to happen is they would be like, oh crap, she's got multiple sclerosis, she's disabled, so we have to accommodate her. So I knew that's what was going to happen, and it did. But it's like, so they're going to accommodate me in some way because they have to, but I am concerned that this is going to, like, there's still going to be resentment that's going to come out, like, in my performance evaluation and stuff. But I was just like, this has never been an issue. I mean, even before I could work from home because of COVID or because I had a laptop, it wasn't an issue with any of my bosses. It's like, some people, I mean, even if I didn't take this medicine, some people just get sick more than others. I was around students all the time. I mean, students are like incredibly germy. um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think what happened. So there's also been the talk about, well, so we're all going to talk about, so now it seems like I'm supposed to be in the office 5 days a week. And I was like, what? Even though there's been all this talk about, okay, so we're going to, like, we have a very small room for 4 of us, and actually now 3 students who are there part-time. So it was like, well, you know, we need to like synchronize our schedules, decide what day we're all going to be in, like maybe for the day of our team meeting, but then, you know, blah, 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 something about, I don't know. So there's never been any indication at all that it couldn't be hybrid. It's just, I feel like I kind of got blindsided, and my guess is that what happens is that his boss was like, you know, people should be in, you know, every day. And I think he's just really bad at confrontations. So it's like he knew that like anyone who started during the pandemic was like pretty used to it being hybrid. So I think he just didn't want to deal with me saying, wait, what? I have to work in the office every single day. They never told me my hours. And like everyone else comes in like 9:30, so that's what I was doing. But then it also said that I was late all the time, and I was like, wait, what do you mean late all the time? It's just been like, so I got this email with the letter last night and read it after, you know, after my stream, and I was just, so like I said, I'm still kind of unpacking it. Like my boss was totally fine today. He said, oh, you know, I'll talk to, you know, his boss and we'll figure out how to accommodate you. And I was like, okay, but I'm just like, this is not, that's just, I don't even know what to think, because it has never come up in 15 years on campus. And I've been sick a lot and it was never a problem. So I'm just thinking that like this is not going to work out, because it's not just that, there's a lot of stuff. I get the feeling that he was supposed to be covering stuff with me. He didn't. So now he's trying to cover his butt and say he did cover this stuff with me. I don't know. I mean, it's only been like 5 months. So I hadn't actually even gone to the point where I trusted him. And now I totally don't trust him. So I'm really bummed about it, but like I said, I'm still kind of unpacking it. So, but it's just like, wait, you know, you can't. Okay, well here's the thing which might actually explain this. Yeah, I know. Isn't it ridiculous? We prove we don't need. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the stones on the outside of this. No, I don't. What stones? Oh, this stone, the flagstones? No, you don't mean that, because you can always put those back, right? I'm just. Oh, so here's. I should have actually known. when he made the offer to me, he offered me less than the bottom of the salary range was. And I was like, but the job description had this as a range, and that's actually below it. And he was like, oh, it did? And I'm like, what? So he's like, he's not detail oriented, but I feel like I'm getting screwed because he didn't tell me stuff he was supposed to be telling me. So I looked back, it was like all this stuff in the letter about, oh yeah, I've talked to you about this numerous times, and I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, like, it was saying like Slack and this and that, and I felt like saying, okay, why don't you point to where in Slack you said anything about me being sick too much? Because no, it was not there. So, but you know what? I'm like, I already decided I can't trust him. I'm not going to stay in the job long term. So all I'll do is tick him off and make things difficult in the meantime. Stones put the crosses on. Oh, okay. He is, and he's really brilliant at some things, but he's not detail oriented. It's not just me who thinks so. And I usually don't have a problem with it, but my guess is that he's covering his butt by stabbing me in the back and saying he covered all this stuff with me. And that's the only thing I can think of, because it's like all this stuff like, oh, I've discussed this with you, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? There was nothing. There was never anything about what hours I was supposed to work, what days I was supposed to work. So like all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you've been late, you've been absent, and it's just like, well, why didn't you say something before this, before issuing a letter of reprimand? I mean, I'm just kind of stunned, I'll be honest. So, but it's just like, it's like, I hate to sound like I'm whining, but this is coming after I had a really crappy experience after my boss at my last job left with her boss, who was and is a nightmare. I mean, just as proof, since she started a year ago, in her immediate office, there were 8 people when she started. There are now 2 original people left. Everyone else, 2 people retired, and one of them was like 40, but she decided it was a good time to retire. And they either left or they retired. In most of them, and like predominantly they left, but they haven't filled any of the positions, because you know what happens? Word starts to go around campus like, oh, you don't want to work in that office. It's really, like the vice chancellor is really bad. She's like really this or that or what. I mean, it gets around and people are like, yeah, no, that's okay. And then they look at the website and they see that all these positions are empty. And so, people figure stuff out. So, but I just was like, man, I've just like, I've had good situations mostly on campus, and now I've just gone from one crappy situation to the next. So I looked last night and I saw there actually are a bunch of jobs. Now, I mean, some of these were posted a month ago, so they may not actually still be open, but there were like over 400 jobs posted, and there were several posted that I'm qualified for that actually pay more. So, I mean, like I said, short term, I'll be fine. I'll just bite my tongue. Long term, I can't work for someone I don't trust and who I just know is going to stab me in the back if he forgets to tell me something I'm supposed to do and I don't do it because he didn't tell me, and then he turns around and claims that he communicated it to me. I mean, yeah, you can't work for someone like that. It's not possible. Yeah, you know what? We don't need a family. We've got a family. But a lot of times that type of thing is like a way to try to suck you in. Now my old department has a position they're going to post. The only problem is, and I like my old department, and I like chemistry. I really enjoyed it. Problem is, it would be a huge pay cut. So, I'd enjoy the job. I'd enjoy the people I worked with. I'd enjoy working with the students, but I just cannot take a 25% pay cut. It's not worth it, especially since there are other jobs that I'm qualified for that are listed that actually pay more. And it's not like I'm in a huge hurry. This is not a short-term problem, it's a long-term problem. So, but the big problem is he's going on paternity leave in 2 months. The way I ended my email, my reply was, how did I put it? I said basically if the solution of me coming in when I'm sick was not acceptable, then maybe we had to sit down and talk about whether I was a good fit for the department. Because I was just like, what do you want me to say, dude? I can't not get sick. I mean, what do you expect from me? Wow, these are like misaligned. Yeah, I may not keep those. I may just change them all. But yeah, this is like, my husband's like, okay, don't let yourself get stressed. And at some point last night, I'm like, actually, I'm not stressed anymore. I'm really pissed off. And it's not that I don't get pissed off. It takes a lot to piss me off, but I felt like totally betrayed. And I just, like I said, 15 years on campus, had a couple of bosses that I didn't see eye to eye with, generally because in both cases they actually replaced the person who had hired me, who had retired. But I have literally not only always got every single one of my performance reviews was excellent, but I also didn't have anything on those performance reviews, at least that I remember, anything that said needs work. Never in 15 years. So it's like, okay, so 15 years of great performance reviews, no one complaining about me being sick all the time, versus 4.5 months of all of a sudden there's a problem. I don't think the problem's me. So, and I really like the job. It's just, I can't work for someone I don't trust. It's just not possible for me. So, yeah, I'm not happy. Not happy. But again, it's like, I'm just gonna, so I said to my husband, so, okay, so now I'm going in, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So, I mean, I just like, none of this makes any sense. So, I don't think the problem is me. Like, maybe I kept saying to myself last night, okay, am I delusional? Is the problem actually me? And then I was like, wait a minute, I have been on campus so long. I've never had any problems with people. I've always been this sick because actually I've been more sick because I used to work in closer proximity to students. I don't like that either. I'm gonna have to like figure out what I want to do about that. So, and the weird thing is, so here's the weird thing. I was looking back and I was like, wait a minute. I've taken like 3 sick days in like 4.5 months, right? That's actually pretty good for me. And the other days I would say I would, I let them know I'm sick, so I'm going to work from home. That apparently wasn't acceptable. So what I apparently should have done was contacted him on Slack or whatever and said, I'm taking a sick day. Like, okay, so then I would have gotten much less work done. How does any of this make sense? That's why I get the feeling that some of this is coming secondhand, or I just feel like the actual situation has not been conveyed upward. And so, but his boss is going to apparently oversee us when he's on paternity leave. So honestly, I mean, I'm not going to say anything to her unless she comes to me and says, I'd like to clarify this situation. Can you tell me what was going on your side? Then I absolutely will tell her. I mean, I'm not going to throw him under the bus unless she asks. But if she asks, I'm going to be totally honest and say, yeah, none of this, I never was told that there was any problem with being sick. But the problem is now, again, they know they have to accommodate me. And so, I mean, but the reason I don't talk about my MS, unless I absolutely have to at work, is because I don't want them to be accommodating me. Because I don't feel like there's any reason I need to be accommodated. So I really don't want that hanging over my head with them feeling like they have to walk on eggshells. So that's why I just don't talk about it. I did mention that I am sick a lot because I do take medicine that compromises my immune system, but I didn't feel like I really had to go into it. I never have before. So I'm like, I know I'm just kind of ranting, low-key ranting, but I'm just like, I don't understand. And as you said, I mean, so that's why last night I was like, is it me? Did I, and then I was like, wait a minute, 15 freaking years on campus with a perfect record versus 4.5 months. I think it's pretty clear. So, but it sucks. I like the team. I like the work. But I can't work for someone I don't trust. So, I mean, chances are, if I really try to, I can probably find another job. Even if I'm really picky, probably find another job 3 months, which will be in the middle of his paternity leave. And the problem is that would screw my teammates over, and I don't want to do that. But if there's like a really good job that comes up, I'm not going to not apply for it. So, I mean, when he offered me the job, I was getting a job offer from another department at the same time. So, I don't know. I don't know. I get the feeling, like I said, I get the feeling maybe his boss is one of those people who feels that you can only do a good job if you're in the office. Like, so he said something a few months ago about, the dean's office wants us to be in more often. And I was like, okay. But it was included him in that because he was working from home a lot. So it's like, what does that mean? We're supposed to be doing our flexible work arrangements. So there's like nothing in place about what my hours are supposed to be, or like how often I'm supposed to be there. So anyway, I just and the problem is I do have to be in a lot, at least for a couple weeks, because we have these new student workers. I supervise them, but other members of the team are going to be giving them work. But initially I knew that I was going to have to be in, but so that's 4 days a week. But on the other hand, one of my teammates was like, hey, do you need a student tomorrow? Because I have stuff I definitely could start working with her on. I was like, yeah, no, you can have her. I haven't had the time to really I gave her stuff to do, but I did some explanation of the department and our program and everything. I can't even see what I'm doing, so I guess this is... I don't know. All the job applications or postings for the last year have specified whether the job would ultimately be hybrid or 100% on campus or whatever. So, but this one didn't. So in that case, I had found that generally it meant that they were really flexible about it. But given that he didn't even know what the salary range was, I now realize that it's just because he didn't do a fantastic job with, or spend any amount of time with the job posting. So, yeah. And a lot of times that's the fault of HR, because they really should be advising the managers. But actually, our HR person is not fantastic. So I don't know, that's a big problem a lot of the time, where the can I paint that? Nope, must be painting the floor above this. It's a big problem when there's this disconnect when people are writing the job descriptions between like what the needs are and what they actually put down. It's a real problem. So, but anyway, I don't tend to stay down about stuff for a long time. I just, just deal with it, do whatever needs to be done, and move on. So I'm not really big on betrayal, though. So, like, finding out that I'm being stabbed in the back, probably. Yeah, I thought that they would go back and make it so that the old houses, since you now could, like, paint and, like, panel and tile and everything in the ceiling, kind of thought that they would go back to the old stuff and give you that option. But I don't know, maybe the code for these older ones just doesn't permit them to do that. But it's really weird how some things are just immovable. There's something up here. So like here you go, and you've got this really ugly balcony floor. So it's like, yeah, the rest of the house looks good, and that looks like crap. I mean, it's not even like, I was looking at trying to make sure, is that supposed to be like marble? Nope, it's supposed to be like really crappy peeling stucco or something like that. It looks horrible. Oh, and you know what else? At least last time I tried, you cannot fix those crummy, that crummy railing that looks like it's dirty. So it's like they just abandoned certain parts. And like I said, maybe the code it's just not possible. Thanks. Yeah, it is frustrating. I'm trying not to, like, my husband's been hearing me rant about this for the last day. I'm sure he's tired of hearing it, but I just was trying to wrap my brain around it. And I just kept remembering things that I was like, oh, wait a minute. Here's another reason why this doesn't make any sense. So, but it's okay. I mean, I'll just start looking for something else. I mean, I really feel badly that the timing will probably end up with me screwing everyone by by leaving when they're already down someone. But like I said, if a good job comes up and I'm offered it, I'm not going to say, well, actually my boss is on paternity leave, so could you wait on that? But oh, excuse me, I am so sorry. So how are you doing? Oh, really? Yeah, you're right. The natural beige. Yeah. How are you doing? I mean, that's the door I should use. I guess that door is okay. Except for the fact that you then end up with that. So, maybe not. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I apologize for yawning. Wall is too high up. Then why am I able to paint it? Oh, right. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, it's funny because with your teeth, you know, you can have like a nerve that's really sensitive and then it can really be bothering you for a while if you've had work done or anything. So, yeah. That definitely has the potential to be uncomfortable. Was this thing too tall and I wasn't able to paint the second floor? I think that's what happened. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get the smaller one. Yeah, I forget. So my son is having the surgery. His wisdom teeth removed like the third week in September. So obviously we'll have to drive him since he'll be drugged up. I don't know if he's ever been under any kind of anesthesia. I don't think he has. One time he dislocated his toe when he was really young and the person just like popped it back in place. That was like, that was a little stressful. At least before the guy popped it back in place. I won't describe it because I'm very squeamish, so I don't want to make anyone else squeamish, but it was extremely disconcerting. How am I supposed to... Okay, so I've got limited access with that. Oh, I'm so sorry for being so rude. Ugh. Shoot, I'm gonna have to get up at like... My alarm's gonna have to go off at like 6:30 now. That sucks. See, I just like the last two bosses I had were like, yeah, as long as the work gets done, I honestly don't care when you work. So maybe I got spoiled. But I mean, the pandemic, everything got kind of like, unless bosses were really specific, then a lot of people got used to just, you know, okay, so maybe I'll take, you know, I've got to go to the doctor, so I'm going to take a long lunch, but then when I get home, I'll, you know, work an extra hour, you know, so you just got used to that flexibility. And I don't know. Even the last job I had where my boss's boss was difficult, she didn't insist that we had to be in. Although I went in and like no one else was there. I remember last summer. I was so excited to go back into the office and no one was there. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe I may have assumed too much, but in the absence of any specifics, given that we were like, you know, we've been coming out of the pandemic slowly, I don't think it's totally unreasonable. And again, like I said, it comes down to you can't get sick. It's just like, you know, and like I said, sure, I get sick for a specific reason because of, you know, the medicine I take, but there are people who just catch everything. So what about them? So though. I don't know. I know. I'm just like, I'm completely fixated on this. I'm trying not to be. It's just so offensive to me. The process of like, we haven't said anything to you. I haven't said anything to you, and he like was going out of his way last week to say that yeah, he was gonna give me this letter to review, but it was no big deal and it wasn't criticism. And then I read the letter last night. I was like, yeah, this is completely criticism. What, like, why did you go to such great lengths to make me feel like this was really no big deal? Okay, so I have to let it go. But anyway. So, but I'm also, so tomorrow I'm having lunch with a friend from my old apartment. That'll be nice. Although I've seen her during the pandemic because, you know, because we're friends. So she lives actually on the harbor. So we've gone down and walked around the harbor with her a couple times. So, oops. Oh, really? Wow. Why does this say connecting? Am I literally not connected to the thing anymore? Oh, I did lose it. I did lose my connection to to Twitch. So let me just, our AT&T wireless there's something wrong with the router. Okay. So I have a hard connection to, there. I have a hard connection to, on my PC, but yeah, I had to have braces. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I was saying last night, my teeth are really sensitive. So, I'm a big baby. I remember my old dentist would, like, give me a shot of Novocaine, and then before it kicked in, he'd like start trying to work on my teeth, and I'd be like, no, I'm not numb yet. And then he'd like give me more Novocaine, which I was like, fine, give me too much instead of not enough. Am I really not gonna be able to reach this? Do I really have to buy the larger one just to do this? Looks like it. Okay. First I'll do this part over here. Oh, do I have paint in my roller? Maybe. Yeah, I'm not a baby about needles. I'm a baby about pain. Like in my teeth. Like just pain in general, no, I'm not. But when it comes to my teeth, I'm just a huge baby because I also hate the sounds, like the drilling sound. Just really like, it's like nails on a chalkboard. It's like I hate that sound. But luckily the hygienist, the hygienists at our dentist office are pretty skillful. So, not to mention I've started using one of those it's like it's not like a 3-head brush, but it brushes your teeth in like 3 different directions or something like that. I probably have that wrong, but it's definitely very effective. More effective even than my my Sonicare. So yeah, I really like it. So then I made sure I used it extensively before my last cleaning, and it took much less time. My husband wasn't even ready to pick me up. So, ooh, here's the plaster thing. Okay. So I wonder if, let's see, if I just get plaster on it, can I climb up I should be able to climb up the ladder, theoretically. I generally have a problem with backyards because I'm like, what do I do, or yards just in general, what do I do with this? I have no landscaping skills. Oh, really? Yeah, I probably should. Ooh, if I try really hard, I can do that actually. I almost got it. Like it highlighted. What I should probably do is move it over to the left. Oh, man. The wall's too high. Oh, be quiet. Now it's not like not even... Okay, so I'm going to move it over to the left a little. This mean... Please tell me this is going to work. This is just so dumb. I mean, it is a big house. Oh, see, now it's not even giving me the option. So, like, either I was really lucky before or I screwed something up. Almost. Ah, yes! Thank you for telling me that. It's not that I don't have the money for the large scaffolding. It's just, it really bugs me to do it just for, like, one little area. Okay, so I actually don't need it here. Oh, and this, I need to do plastering here. Man, this house is big. I forget how big it is. Oh, I still have to do that roof. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is taking a... Like, I knew it was going to take a while. I think that's why I actually... Where is that plastering thing? It's over here, right? Yeah. I think that's why I was putting it off. Because it's freaking huge. Woo for jumping, yeah. I know. It's weird. Hey, as you said, woo for jumping and props for doing as many things as possible without the ladders and scaffolding. Just because we want to know if we can, not because we don't have the money. This one I should be able to... Maybe. Was it about to give me that message, this is too high, you need a ladder? I think that's possible. I have actually also been thinking about that. What to do with that Only Murders in the Building inspired apartments that I'm going to do. I looked around. I did actually make some improvements offline on the hallway, but I feel like I probably need to look at more, seriously, more pictures and get some ideas, but I'm also kind of limited by what is in the workshop, obviously. So, but I'm not trying to like completely duplicate the thing in there, but I'm taking inspiration from it because I really am not good at certain aspects like decorating hallways, you know. But I think it'll be fun because I do have experience with a lot of these like a lot of these New York City apartment buildings, the older ones. It reminds me, I actually interviewed at Ralph Lauren for the retail store, and after the initial interview I had to go into the main headquarters, and this was in the 80s, so this was when Ralph Lauren was into the like whole hunting pseudo English manner, you know, etc. thing. That place was really a trip, but it was it was a pretty old building, and it was really nice. Like underneath all the like somewhat tacky decor, it was really nice. So that's the kind of thing I'm keeping in mind. Yeah, I don't mind when it's like a small house and I have to use the ladder. I'm sorry, my nose is running. I apologize for being gross, but I still have like this runny nose. It's like this thing will never go away. Let's see. So did I do... Yes, I did do that top part. I can move this. don't love that flagstone though. I think I'm probably gonna end up changing that. Although I guess it is kind of elegant. Am I out of? I'm out of paint. I'm not sure also if I'm going to keep this because I really kind of want to put, I'm not sure what the point of this is. I want to put like rose bushes and stuff there. What is that? Oh, that's garbage. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of it here. And I'm like, where are the windows? Why do we have so few windows too on the sides? Oh, and I forgot something in the kitchen. Okay. I did add some stuff after the stream, but there was one thing I downloaded that I forgot, and of course now I have no idea where I would put it. Okay, let's see how big it is. It's from the workshop, so, which I think I already said. So it's this thing. I don't even know what this looks like. Oh, so it's, so I wonder if they did like a chalkboard. No, you can't put this over something. Okay, so it doesn't, it's not gonna work here, or I'm not using it right, which is more likely. So, oh well, I'll figure that out at some point. Okay. So I think what well, I really should be looking at job listings. I was thinking of doing a Power Simulator stream after this, but there were a couple jobs that were posted that I really don't want to miss out on, so. I was going to do it at lunchtime, and guess what? I didn't get to take lunch, because my students that I was supervising were, one was there 9:30 to noon, the other one was there noon to 5. And so I was like, yeah, okay, well, so I guess I'm skipping lunch. Yeah, I'm not sure what that thing is. I mean, I thought it looked like, hang on. So let's see. I think if I just, I know you guys can't see this. I'm really sorry. Chalk. Oh, when I search for chalk, it doesn't come up with that. Oh, this is, okay. So this is a little more complicated than, okay, here we go. Chalkboard memo. And the person's Ms. So like, I don't understand. They also have sticky note stuff. So that might be kind of fun to put on. Well, I'm not sure if I could put it on something like the fridge. So obviously I'll have to play around with it. But so yeah, I like that clutter stuff. You know how in The Sims, like, there is so much clutter that players, that not only from the game, but that like other players or people have created. It's just, it's insane. I actually still pay 3 Patreons every month to Sims creators because I am going to get back to it. But with my new computer, I actually have like a lot of stuff to move over from my old one. And it's just been like one of those things where my husband completely rearranged the living room. And so he moved my old computer. So now I'm like, okay, well, we kind of have to hook that back up again so that I can move stuff off of it. But it's just, he's been really busy, and so I haven't really insisted on it. But I have all this Sim stuff that I downloaded. I think I still have I still also pay a subscription to one of the Sims like creation websites. I have so much stuff. Yeah, and I love it too. Yeah, I think you're right. It must be some kind of scribble. They just described it kind of strangely. Like it just was confusing. But yeah, The Sims has so much clutter, and I really appreciate what some of the house flipper creators have done with clutter. I mean, it's great. It's just that you just don't have the same selection that you do in The Sims. So there's a lot of stuff that you can use to make it look like real people live there, and I kind of miss that in House Flipper. So, I mean, there are some people who, there are definitely people who are doing clutter, and like I said, I appreciate it, but, you know, there's only so much that they can do, and there's just so much amazing stuff. Like, I think I had talked about that one person in The Sims who did, like, built a Venice neighborhood. So, I mean, oops, you know, what people have done in The Sims over the years is just unbelievable. It's just amazing. Yeah, I mean, you mean the house flipper one? I'm a little concerned because we've had some really weird stuff in the past. Like, so one thing that they haven't seemed to add is rugs, for instance. I mean, interesting rugs. I mean, there are just a couple weird, like shades, curtains. Like, they did add curtains in the last one, but those are really strange. They're the ones they added, and they're like, I think they only come in white or something. So it's like, yeah, you gave us more curtains, and they're just really, they don't fit on a lot of the windows. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to be negative, but my expectations for the House Flipper DLCs are, let's just say, realistic, because it's very, like, we have more kitchen cupboards than we can shake a stick at, but we have barely gotten any new rugs. And some of the, like, new rugs we got in the last update, those were just like larger sizes of existing ones. So I don't know. I mean, the thing is also, like I've said, I would like happily pay for a DLC that was like 200 or 300 new paint colors. I mean, I would be really psyched. It doesn't need to be like a theme DLC. If you give me a DLC with 300 paint colors, I will buy it. Maybe some wallpaper too. You can change the colors. The colors of what? What was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry. I see these messages sometimes later because, like I said, tiny phone, and really bad eyesight. Oh, wait a minute. What is that? Okay. Is that part that I did? Oh, I didn't get that done. That's weird. I should remember those things. Oh, okay. You can change the colors of the curtains. Okay, cool. What was it? They also came out with that fuzzy rug in different colors, although I don't really like any of them. But so I've just like, I think I tried using those curtains like once or twice because I was like, white curtains, white frilly curtains. I mean, I don't do a lot of stuff that uses white frilly curtains, but so I'm gonna give them a shot. I mean, you never know. Like, some of those curtains that I was like, the ones that look like they're velvet, I initially was like, yeah, I don't think so. And then some of them, you know, depending on the, you know, the interior design, which I'm saying quotes because I don't want to sound like I think I'm like all that, but you know, that sometimes they do really fit in, but they're a little over the top. I'm just like, please give us more Roman shades with nice patterns and colors, and I will be very happy. Maybe there just aren't enough people who are like, yeah, I will buy a DLC with like 300 paint colors happily. I'll pay like $15 for it happily. So there might not be enough people like me who really want that. I've painted the whole house except those parts I can't do. Man. Oh yeah, you didn't really like them? Yeah, oh, okay. You know what? I really need to spend more time just going through, well, actually, looking at the trailers, but also just going through everything. And, you know, it really bums me out when I look at this nice, well, okay, it looks a little flat. But other than that, and then I look up this nice yellow thing, and then I look up and it's like, wow, that's really ugly. But it is what it is. So I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is put some plantings in the front. I don't really know. Okay, I like that better. But I can't put anything by the door unless I... Okay, so I can't put any bushes by the door. Okay, so I will just... What I'll do... Okay, so I'll put some along here, but I also want to do lights. Okay, so let's put some flowers along here. That's what we'll do. Got it. Yeah. So I've got some stuff. Can do some... Let's see, let's do flower beds. None of these are like my favorites, but how small is this? So that's pretty small. Okay, so let's do some... How is the white? Is the white good? Oh, the white's not bad, surprisingly. Okay. So I'm gonna do red, bright pink, yellow. Let's see. Let's start off with red. Why can I never get these lined up? Okay. Let's see. Let's do white next to the red. That usually looks good. You get those payments on. Oh yeah, yeah. That really annoys me too. I don't understand why that's the case. Yeah, I know. I've done that a couple times. Now I know better. So that's why I was like sitting there looking at the columns and going, yeah, I know what's going to happen if I do that. Yeah. It's definitely, I don't understand why. I mean, like if it was there before, so you know what they might have when they were designing these properties, they might have turned off collision. And so that's why we can't do it, because we don't have that ability. Which isn't the whole point of the game, so that we can like just do stuff like this, right? I mean, so I'm not loving this, but see, normally I would put, now what if, I know I'm going to be sorry I did this. What if I put, I usually like putting some bushes there, those like topiary type ones. What if hopefully that will work out. It should work out, right? Now I'm concerned. Okay, so this house, obviously, this is the kind of thing you'd have, right? I'd like a lighter green. That's kind of like a bluish green. Well, okay, so I guess I'll go with this. Okay, I like this. So I'm kind of also beginning to learn that you do not necessarily like put your plants out, like buy all the ones you want and then plant them, because it seems like it sometimes causes a problem. So yeah, especially got all those blank spaces, although I could put a light there. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I tried to do that. And then I was just like, okay, well, so I guess like I think what I said at the time was, oh, so I must be able to do this because that's how it was. Like, I must be able to make a curved path because look, there's one. And I'm sorry, but like they should not be able to do stuff that then we then can't reproduce. I mean, like I said, isn't the point of the game for us to do this stuff? I feel like I need stuff over here. Maybe I should just put, I think, okay, so I know one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put lights out here, on the corner there. And obviously we'll use the very traditional, yeah, let's use these. Oh, we actually get color options. Okay, not too exciting. So yeah, so let's put lights here. Okay. I'm just not sure what else I want to do with this out here. I mean, I'll do something, but I'm just not, I don't know, maybe, so I think what I'll do actually is just wrap around some more bushes. I think that's probably the best choice. So, I know this is kind of tedious, but let's do red. You know how long it's going to take me to do these one by one. I don't mind doing it. I just think I should probably do it offline because this is kind of boring. I'll do it while I'm watching like the next episode of Sandman. I was beginning to freak out a little. Not freak out, but it just was getting kind of disturbing, like, and not in a good Neil Gaiman way. Or I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. I'm probably getting it wrong, but it was just getting too disturbing. Anyway, so I think I'll probably end there. When in doubt, plant. At least what I'm doing. Wait for a button that turns off collision. I'm tired. Or I tried. Anyway, so yeah, it's probably time for you to go to sleep soon, right? And the rest of the stuff is just not going to be interesting to watch. So I'll just do it offline. But it's just, I'm just going to do bushes along that side part. And that's it. That's the only other thing I'm doing tonight. So, but anyway, so Nikki, thank you so much for stopping by. And there were a couple other people who stopped by and didn't chat, which obviously I'm perfectly fine with. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I should sleep. I shall sleep. Yeah, sounds like a plan. And yeah, so I appreciate you stopping by, and as usual, I appreciate not only chatting, but your tips So now, you know, I will try to jump all the time when I have those parts up there to do instead of getting a ladder. At least I can't hurt myself. So bye. So yeah, have a good night. And everyone who's watching the VOD, thank you so much, especially if you got to the end here. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you're all doing well and taking care of yourselves. You always got tips. I know. And they're always useful. So those are the best kind, right? But yeah, so thanks so much, you guys. I hope you're all doing well. We're still in kind of a rough time. So don't underestimate the impact it might be having on your mental health. And take care. I will see you soon.